From humble beginnings to futuristic innovation, agriculture has shaped human civilization like no other force. What started as simple hand tools and wild seeds has transformed into drone-assisted, data-driven ecosystems that feed billions. Join us as we journey through 10 stages of agricultural evolution, a countdown from the dawn of farming to the high-tech future of food. Neolithic era, 10,000 BC. Primitive agriculture. Our story begins over 10,000 years ago. At the end of the last ice age, a time when humans made one of the most important discoveries in history: farming. Before this, humans survived as nomadic hunters and gatherers, constantly moving in search of food. But in the fertile valleys of Mesopotamia and the banks of the Nile, something changed. People began to plant seeds intentionally, grow crops, and domesticate animals. Wheat, barley, and lentils became early staples. Simple wooden tools and digging sticks were used to till the soil. The world's first villages began to form as humans realized they could stay in one place and produce their own food. This was the dawn of agriculture, the moment civilization itself took root. It wasn't efficient or large-scale, but it gave humanity stability and the foundation for everything that followed. Ancient civilizations, early irrigation. As ancient societies grew, so did their need for reliable food production. Enter the era of early irrigation, pioneered by the great civilizations of Mesopotamia and Egypt. These people learned how to control water, a skill that transformed agriculture forever. In Mesopotamia, farmers built canals and levees to guide the flooding waters of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers onto their fields, creating fertile soil for grain crops. Meanwhile, in Egypt, the annual flooding of the Nile was harnessed with dikes and basins to sustain large-scale farming across the desert landscape. This was more than just farming. It was engineering. Ancient irrigation systems marked humanity's first step toward mastering nature itself. These advancements allowed cities to grow, populations to boom, and empires to rise, all powered by the predictable rhythm of cultivated fields. Classical period. Animal power. By the time of the Greeks, Romans, and Chinese empires, agriculture had entered a new phase: animal-powered farming. Humans discovered that animals could multiply their strength many times over. Oxen, donkeys, and horses were harnessed to plows and carts, allowing larger areas of land to be cultivated faster than ever before. The invention of the iron plow increased efficiency, digging deeper and aerating the soil. This era marked the first time humans began farming for surplus, producing more food than they immediately needed. That surplus fueled trade, supported armies, and allowed cities to flourish. Agriculture was no longer just survival, it became the engine of civilization. Middle Ages, medieval innovations. When Europe entered the Middle Ages, farming saw a burst of innovation that would shape the continent for centuries. At the heart of it was the three-field system, a revolutionary method that divided farmland into three parts: one for winter crops, one for summer crops, and one left fallow to recover. This rotation prevented soil exhaustion and increased yields dramatically. Meanwhile, water and windmills became common sights, grinding grain and pumping water using natural energy. The introduction of the heavy plow allowed farmers to work the rich, dense soils of northern Europe, leading to population growth and economic stability. Medieval agriculture was hard, physical labor, but it was smarter than before. Human ingenuity was turning simple soil into a powerful resource. 18th century chopper. Agricultural Revolution. The agricultural revolution of the 18th century marked a turning point that changed farming forever. In Britain and parts of Europe, technological and scientific progress collided, transforming agriculture from traditional craft into a systematic, productive enterprise. The invention of tools like Jethro Tull's seed drill ensured even planting of seeds in neat rows, dramatically improving efficiency. Crop rotation systems became more advanced, with clover and turnips restoring nutrients to the soil. Selective breeding of livestock produced stronger, healthier animals. For the first time, farmers began to experiment, measure, and innovate using logic and observation. Productivity soared, and fewer people could feed more mouths, a change that directly fueled the Industrial Revolution. Agriculture had become a true science. Early 20th century saw early tractors. As the 1900s dawned, a new power revolutionized the farm: The tractor. Early steam and gas-powered tractors replaced horses and oxen, bringing speed and muscle that reshaped rural life. These machines plowed deeper, harvested faster, and worked longer hours without tiring. They reduced the physical burden on farmers and made it possible to cultivate far larger areas. Alongside tractors came mechanical reapers, threshers, and seeders, early forms of the modern agricultural machines we recognize today. The introduction of motorized equipment didn't just change farming, it changed the social structure of rural communities. Productivity skyrocketed, population shifted toward cities, and agriculture became an industry rather than a way of life. Mid-20th century, Green Revolution. The Green Revolution of the 1940s to 1970s was a global transformation that reshaped the way we feed the world. Faced with rising populations and food shortages, scientists introduced high-yield crop varieties, synthetic fertilizers, and chemical pesticides that revolutionized production. Countries like India, Mexico, and the Philippines saw unprecedented increases in grain output, saving millions from famine. The use of irrigation, combined with nitrogen-based fertilizers and improved wheat and rice genetics, dramatically increased global food security. However, the Green Revolution came with trade-offs: soil degradation, pesticide resistance, and environmental concerns. But for its time, it was humanity's boldest leap in ensuring that no one would go hungry. It was the moment agriculture became industrial and global, feeding billions through science and innovation. A late 20th century modern mechanization. By the late 20th century, farming had become a highly mechanized operation. Massive combine harvesters, precision planters, and advanced irrigation systems dominated the fields. GPS technology and automated steering transformed the way farmers worked, no longer relying on intuition alone, but on data and precision. Large-scale industrial farms emerged, capable of producing enormous quantities of food with minimal human labor. The result was an agricultural system that was faster, cheaper, and more efficient than ever before. But this era also sparked debate. The rise of monocultures, dependence on fossil fuels, and loss of biodiversity raised questions about sustainability. Still, the efficiency achieved during this period formed the backbone of modern food supply chains, a testament to human engineering and agricultural mastery. Early 21st century, smart farming. As the 21st century began, the world entered the era of smart farming, also known as precision agriculture. Here, digital technology met the farm. Sensors in the soil measured moisture and nutrient levels. Drones scanned fields from above to detect plant health. Satellites tracked weather patterns in real time. Farmers now manage crops using data-driven insights, not guesswork. Artificial intelligence helps optimize irrigation, fertilizer use, and even predicts crop diseases before they spread. Machines talk to each other through the Internet of Things, and entire farms can be monitored from a smartphone. This digital revolution has made agriculture more efficient and sustainable than ever. Yields are optimized, waste is reduced, and environmental impact is minimized, all thanks to the power of information. Farming has truly become a high-tech ecosystem. Future of agriculture, robotics and vertical farming. Looking ahead, the future of agriculture is nothing short of extraordinary. Imagine towering indoor farms in city skyscrapers, vertical farming systems where LED lights mimic sunlight, and hydroponic systems grow vegetables without soil. These futuristic farms use 95% less water, 0 pesticides, and can operate year-round anywhere in the world. At the same time, robotic farming is taking shape. AI-driven machines can plant, tend, and harvest crops autonomously. Robotic milkers and fruit-picking drones are already in use. Combined with breakthroughs in genetic engineering, renewable energy, and climate-resilient crops, agriculture is evolving into a completely sustainable and self-managing ecosystem. The goal is clear: feed a growing population without destroying the planet. From lab-grown meat to algae-based protein and desert-friendly farming, innovation is redefining what's possible. The future farm won't just grow food, it will grow solutions to the world's most pressing problems. From the first farmers who planted seeds with their bare hands to the AI-driven robots cultivating crops of the future, agriculture's journey mirrors the evolution of humanity itself. From survival to mastery, from simplicity to innovation. Every generation has added a new chapter to this story, finding smarter ways to feed the world. But as we look ahead, one question remains. Can technology save farming without sacrificing the planet? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more deep dives into humanity's most transformative stories.